Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I have got a story for you that's going to hit you right in the feels and remind us all about the incredible power of kindness. You know, sometimes we get so caught up in our daily grind, our goals, our to-do lists, that we might just miss the chance to make a real difference. But what if one small act of compassion could literally change not just one life, but an entire family's destiny? Sounds like a fairy tale, right? Well, buckle up, because this is not a fairy tale. It's a powerful, real-life lesson that unfolded in the bustling city of Abu Dhabi. Our story begins with a billionaire young man, incredibly successful, but with a deep yearning to find something genuine in a world that often feels, well, a little. He decided to conduct a secret test, a social experiment, if you will, to see if true compassion still existed. He didn't want grand gestures. He wanted to find the quiet, unassuming kindness that comes from the heart. So, he came up with a plan. He disguised himself, he shed his expensive clothes, put on some worn-out rags, and adopted the look of a poor, sick man. To make it even more convincing, he carried what looked like legitimate medical documents, hinting at overwhelming hospital bills he couldn't possibly pay. His stage? A busy roadside in Abuja, a place where hundreds, if not thousands, of people passed by every single day. Imagine the scene. He sat there, looking frail, pleading for help. From the early morning hours, as the city slowly woke up, until about 1 p.m., he put on his act. He spoke to passers-by, his voice a little weak, his eyes full of what appeared to be genuine desperation. But you know what happened? Absolutely nothing. People rushed past, their faces set, their minds on their destinations. Some glanced, some avoided eye contact entirely, but not a single soul stopped. No one offered a helping hand, a kind word, or even a moment of their time. No, everyone was just busi. Feeling a pang of discouragement, but still determined, he knew he had to change his approach. Perhaps people were wary of medical scams, or maybe the problem felt too big. He thought, okay, what's a universal need that everyone understands? Food. So, he shifted his strategy. Instead of begging for hospital money, he simply started asking for money to buy food. A much simpler, more immediate need. And that, my friends, is when our story truly begins to take a turn. Soon after, 2 children appeared from nowhere. A young girl, barely 12 years old, and her little brother, just 10 years old. They were on their way back from an errand, probably helping their parents. Just 2 ordinary kids living their ordinary lives. As they walked past the disguised man, something tugged at their hearts. Maybe it was the sincerity in his voice, or the genuine hunger in his eyes, or perhaps just their own innocent, open hearts that weren't yet hardened by the world. They stopped. They actually stopped. And then they turned back. The little girl, with a brave heart far beyond her years, spoke to the man. She reached into her small purse, a simple fabric pouch that probably held all their worldly treasures, and pulled out the remaining money they had. It wasn't much, probably just a few coins, but it was all they both had left on them that they could offer. She handed everything to him, a small act of immense generosity. The man, still in character, thanked them sincerely, but inside, his heart was swelling. He was asking himself, is this really happening? How can these young people just gave all they had? This simple, pure act of kindness from the 2 children stayed with him. It was exactly what he had been searching for. The very next day, a remarkable thing happened. The children returned. They hadn't forgotten him. This time, they brought food. Wow, real food. They had gone home, told their parents about the man who was hungry by the roadside, and their parents, despite their own humble circumstances, instilled in them the value of compassion. They encouraged their children's empathy. And together, they found a way to share what little they had. From that day on, it became a routine. Every day, the children would bring food from their home to the man. This continued for a whole week. Think about that for a moment. Every single day, these children, fueled by their parents' blessing and their own good hearts, made sure this stranger had something to eat. And during this time, the man witnessed a stark contrast. He saw the genuine care from this family, but he also saw the continued indifference, and sometimes even outright cruelty, from others. He endured shop owners pouring dirty water on him to chase him away, people shouting at him, telling him to move. But through it all, those two children were his constant, shining light. Then, Friday afternoon arrived. The man looked at the children, a warm smile spreading across his face, a smile that held a secret. "Easket, please, children, would you take me to your home?" The children, without hesitation, agreed. They live behind the central market. They led him through the winding paths, past the bustling market, to their humble dwelling. When they arrived, the family welcomed him with open arms. They didn't know who he was. They just saw a man their children had befriended, a man in need. They offered him more food, fresh water, and a place to rest. They treated him not as a beggar, but as a guest, a fellow human being deserving of respect and warmth. And it was in that humble home, surrounded by genuine love and unpretentious kindness, that the wealthy man finally revealed his true identity. Imagine their shock, their disbelief. This wasn't a sick, poor man. This was a powerful, successful businessman, someone of influence and great wealth. The children's parents were stunned, their jaws probably hitting the floor. The man explained his test, his search for genuine compassion in a world he felt had forgotten it. He told them how deeply moved he was by their family's unwavering kindness, especially the children's innocent generosity. And then he delivered the news that would forever change their lives. Overwhelmed by their pure hearts, he sponsored the children's education, ensuring they would have the best opportunities life could offer. He didn't stop there. He built them a beautiful new house, a proper home, a sanctuary of comfort and stability. And for the parents, who had encouraged their children's compassion despite their own struggles, he set them up in business, giving them the means to thrive and build a secure future. Their lives, once filled with daily worries and humble circumstances, were transformed in an instant, all because of an act of simple, selfless kindness. This incredible story teaches us a profound lesson. True kindness isn't measured by the size of your wallet or the grandness of your gesture. It's measured by the willingness of your heart. It's about that small act, that moment of connection, that decision to care when everyone else is too busy. Even the smallest act of compassion, a shared meal, a kind word, or a few coins from a child's purse, can open doors to unimaginable blessings. It can change not just one life, but an entire family's destiny. So, as you go about your day, remember the children of ABA. Look for opportunities to be kind, to offer help, to show compassion. You never know whose life you might change, or what incredible blessings might come back to you. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of our community. I know you are thinking whether this could happen again today. Let us know in the comment what you think. If this story touched your heart as much as it did mine, please give this video a big thumbs up. Share it with someone who needs a dose of inspiration. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you and miss out on more uplifting stories like this one. Until next time, stay kind, stay compassionate, and keep spreading that positive energy. Bye for now.